Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Kelly. We have a little public service program for you today. I received an email last night, and there were some exciting things happening here in Milton regarding the Neponset River Watershed Association and the Public Works Department, the state. A lot of people involved in this project. Right? So you stay tuned, folks. You're going to see. We're going to be talking about, what are these things called? We're going to be talking about today.
Tree filter boxes.
Tree filter boxes. Now, if that isn't exciting, I don't know what is. So you better stay with us. Now, I have with me Ian Cook. And Ian, you're with the Neponset?
I'm with the Neponset River Watershed Association.
Okay, tell the folks what the Neponset River Watershed Association is.
Well, we're a nonprofit group, and our mission is to clean up and protect the Neponset River and its tributaries and the surrounding land that makes up the watershed.
You mean the Neponset River isn't clean?
It's, it's funny. I mean, a lot of people think of the Neponset River as being really dirty, which it was.
Right. Tell the folks right here.
Years ago it was, but for the most part, now the Neponset River is actually fairly clean. Probably 75% of the river and its tributaries now meet swimmable water quality standards when it's dry weather out. And what we're here to talk about today is the problem of polluted street runoff or stormwater runoff, which is basically when it rains, water hits the street and rinses all kinds of things off the street and into catch basins, and from there into our rivers and streams. And because of that, the river probably only meets, when it's raining out, the river probably only meets its water quality standards maybe 20 or 25% of the time.
Well, it hasn't rained in Milton for a long time.
No, it's been a very dry spring here.
So this is why they're closing all the beaches, and this is why even like the Wallaston Beach and all the different get closed because of bacteria. It's because of the storm water runoff.
Stormwater, polluted runoff from our streets and our waterways. And a lot of people don't realize, in a minute we'll show you some examples of what is a catch basin and what are some of these other structures we're talking about.
We're going to learn about catch basins?
This is so exciting.
This is unbelievable. All right.
Yes.
All right. So we're here with some folks. Before you go any further, Ian, I just want to introduce the people at home to some of the other people that are here today.
Great.
Okay, so hold on. Who's behind the camera?
John Thompson.
John Thompson from Public Works is now with Milton Cable for a few minutes. Hold on. Over here we have
Steve. I'm Steve Perlman. I'm also with the Neponset River Watershed Association, and I've been working with the Conservation Commission on bacteria control from stormwater generally. And this tree filter box is a very effective technology to remove bacteria.
Would you take a look at the tree box for 1 minute so people will get a glimpse of what they're going to be viewing and hearing about in a minute? Now that is exciting. That's a good-looking tree box. Folks, we're over at the intersection of Brook Road and Lincoln Street, over by the Pierce Middle School. And some of you saw the construction over the last few years, and now you have an idea what's been going on. Okay, Steve, thank you. Let me slide over here. Excuse me, come on. Yes, I'll go your left side. Excuse me. And who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Joe Lynch. I'm your new Public Works Director.
Get out of here, man. You're on Milton Cable already. How long have you been on the job?
I've been on the job. This is my 4th day. However, I've been in Public Works for 16 years. In the past 17 years, I've been on my Conservation Commission in my hometown. So this is a very exciting project that balances the best.
Where's your hometown?
North Andover, Mass.
North Andover, Mass.
Yes.
Okay.
Not anywhere near as nice as Milton, for sure.
Oh, I don't know. The people up there might disagree. Well, welcome. Welcome to Milton. And
pleasure.
Great to see you involved.
Thank
you. And over here, who do we have?
Kathy Bowen, Wingham Conservation Commission.
Yeah, Milton Conservation Commission.
Yes.
What is the Milton Conservation Commission?
We're here to protect the wetlands and the water and make sure that everyone abides by the bylaws in the town of Milton.
So if I was building a new house, I'd have to talk to people like you?
Yes, you would.
Okay. Pretty reasonable?
Yes,
Easy
we
to
are.
get along
Yes,
with?
we are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice commission.
Okay, well, good. We'll probably hear from you again in the future.
Hopefully.
Are you excited about this project?
Yes, it's a wonderful project.
Excellent. Okay, hold on. And come over here. Keeley, Tabor, what's happening? Why are you here?
Milton resident and Board of Directors of Neponset River Watershed.
Are you excited about this project?
Yeah, it's been a long time in coming.
Has it? How long has it been?
About a year and a half now.
About a year and a half?
Yeah.
Well, hey, time flies, right? And we're ready to rock and roll here. Over here. Tabor, would you go run the camera? Because we got to bring that gentleman over here. Who do we have here?
My name's Dale Horsman. I'm the civil engineer with the town.
A civil engineer. What's a civil engineer for those people at home that don't know?
Well, we manage all the projects in town, any public works on the street or drainage projects, water projects, and sewer projects.
And do you work with the money from the MWRA?
Yes, we do. Yep.
You do. Okay, so there's quite a budget you have to deal with, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, well, excellent. Well, thank you for being on the show, and thank you for helping keep the water clean.
All right.
And this is the man that was behind the camera. Was it John?
John Thompson.
John Thompson. John, what's your role in town?
I'm the assistant town engineer for the Public Works Department.
Are you assistant to this guy right next to you?
No, he's assistant to me, kind of.
Okay. Well, we got to make sure we have it straight. Okay, and what do you think of this tree base? Is that what they call tree? What they called here?
Tree filter box.
This is a tree filter box show.
It was absolutely great project. We were excited. I had helped Ian put the application together to get the grant into the state. And
we wouldn't have these today? You got the ball rolling, eh?
Well, Ian got the ball rolling. Town of Milton worked with Ian, and we got the project underway. And the way the grant broke down was basically the DEP paid to have the boxes basically constructed. The town engineering department did the design of the project, and we also put out a construction project to bid to install the boxes, and we oversaw the construction of the project as well.
So now, how many boxes in town are there right now?
I believe we installed a total of 14 boxes. A couple here on Lincoln Street, and then 12 out on Brook Road here between St. Mary's Road and Reedsdale Road.
In the future, any more goals of adding tree filter boxes throughout the town?
We don't have anything concrete yet, but would certainly be open to it.
They're made out of concrete. That's a pretty good joke. Hey, John, thank you.
Sure
now,
thing.
there's a gentleman over there. We got to get this guy on film. Come on over here. And what's your name, sir?
Hi, my name is Greg Novick, and I'm with Filterra, the manufacturer of these systems.
Filterra. Okay, and so what makes your tree filter boxes better than the competition?
Well, better than the competitions. Really, there's sort of a generic version, and there's the manufactured version. The big difference is that it's an engineered system. It's an engineered media. The media comes consistent. We can change it out. We basically come out, we plant the tree, we work on the maintenance, we provide the first year's maintenance with the system, then we work with the town and their employees and train them on how to maintain these systems and keep them working and keep them clean in the water.
Do we have to use special trees?
No, it's nothing special. We work.
I see it's plastic.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
No, we work with the town to come up with a species that's going to work both with our system and also work with the local environment. So we will pick different species to go with what the town wants. In terms of maintenance, it's real quick and easy, and that's one of the nice things about a system like this, is that it's easy to maintain, and that's one of the tricks, is if you do proper maintenance, these things work for a good long time.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being here today.
Sure,
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Ian, I believe. Ian Cook from the Neponset River Watershed Association.
That's us.
That's a mouthful.
Yes.
Okay, so we have I'm going to give you the mic. You can start explaining it. I'll go run over to the camera, and you can tell the folks about this tree filtering system we have.
Okay. So I think the first thing people probably need to know is to basically understand the problem of polluted runoff and stormwater. So, here we are on Lincoln Street, which is, a pretty typical street for the town of Milton. And, if you look down this way, maybe you can get a view of the street. And you probably can't tell in the picture, but about halfway down the street is kind of a high point. So when it rains, rain falls everywhere, and the water starts flowing down the gutters down this way. And as it flows along, it's going to pick up, cigarette butts and gum wrappers and litter and pet waste that might have been on the sidewalk or in the gutter. Maybe somebody spilled some fertilizer on their driveway, or, went a little too crazy with fertilizing the lawn. Some of that will come down this way. You get some drippings of oil from people's cars. All that sort of stuff starts rolling down the street in this direction. And then it comes down here, and normally, in pretty much every neighborhood in Milton, that runoff from the street ends up going to one of these things here. And this is called a catch basin, this little iron grate in the street. And a lot of people are confused about what happens with the catch basin. It's sort of mysterious looking. And a lot of people think that, oh, this catch basin goes to the sewer or, goes to some kind of treatment plant to clean up all the pollution and so forth. A lot of people think, oh, that's a great place to throw my litter because that goes somewhere and it'll get taken care of. But in fact, this catch basin and essentially almost every catch basin in the town of Milton goes straight to the nearest stream. In this case, it goes to Pine Tree Brook, which is just behind the trees about 50 yards over that way. Now, normally, all that pollution that's coming down the side of the street also goes through the catch basin and right into the stream. And because of that, when it's raining out, lots of pollution gets into Pine Tree Brook and into the Neponset River, and we have lots of water quality problems. As you mentioned, this spring we've seen a lot of beach closures and stuff because of all the wet weather and polluted runoff we've been having. So, in the last 10 years or so, there have actually been rules that require developers to install devices when they're building new houses and new neighborhoods that intercept and clean up this runoff before it gets to the stream. But of course, almost everything in Milton is more than 10 years old. And that's the case in a lot of the towns of the watershed. The watershed runs up through Canton and Norwood up to Foxborough. So here in Milton, what we've been trying to do is to start addressing this problem of polluted runoff from existing neighborhoods. And as John alluded to, we've been working with the town for a number of years. And we submitted to the Department of Environmental Protection to get some grant money to do a little demonstration project here. So now, when that runoff comes running down the curb line, instead of going straight into the catch basin, before it gets to the catch basin, it now falls into one of these tree filter boxes. And maybe we should just give people a little view of what the tree filter box looks like from the street side so people can understand how it works. So essentially, again, it's raining, and you've got your polluted runoff is running along the gutter here, and you can actually see we've got some plastic in the street and some sand around. And the catch basin's down there, so the stuff is headed towards the catch basin. But before it gets to the catch basin, it comes along here and drops into this tree box. Now, from a distance, the tree box sort of looks like a normal street tree. But instead of a normal street tree, we've got this opening. And basically, the soil level in the tree box is about maybe a foot below the height of the sidewalk. So there's a little space for the water to pond. And basically, if you could see this underground, what it is there's a concrete box that we've buried here. And that concrete box is then filled up with a special soil, sort of a sandy soil with a little compost mixed into it. And the water goes in there, and it soaks into the soil, gets filtered through the soil. The soil particles, the trash obviously can't go through soil. And the little bacteria in the soil help to break down pollutants. And we've also got this tree growing in it, so that'll help take up some of the nutrients and break down the pollutants even more. And then in the bottom of the box, there's a perforated pipe, sort of like a French drain. So the water goes through the soil. There's about 3 feet of soil. And then it goes into that perforated pipe. And the perforated pipe is actually connected under the ground to the pipe coming out of the catch basin. So essentially, during a relatively small storm, when it's not raining too hard, the water will all get caught in the tree filter box. It'll get filtered and then go to the brook. In a really big storm, it'll be too much water for the tree filter box. Basically, the tree filter box will fill up, and it won't be able to filter the water fast enough. And what will happen is we don't want to flood when that happens. So what will happen is the water will keep running down the curb line and get to that catch basin and out to the stream. And the trick to all this is a lot of people don't realize this.
No big storms.
No big storms, but also in New England, we get most of our annual rainfall in smaller storms. So, for example, 60% of our total annual rainfall comes in storms where the rainfall is a half inch or less. So basically, if you can sort of get those small storms, which the tree boxes can do, you solve most of the problem. And that's basically the technique. So up and down the street, we've managed to fit in 14 of these. And they basically sort of sit on the side of the sidewalk. You have to have a reasonably decent, about 8-foot wide sidewalk to fit it in. And it pretty much looks like a normal street tree. But in fact, it's actually intercepting that pollution, helping to keep the brook clean, keep our beaches open, make sure that when your dog goes swimming in Pine Tree Brook, he doesn't come back with something you don't want him coming back to, stuck to his fur, or when your kids decide they're going to sneak out and go catch frogs, they're in there with good clean water as well. So that's the idea. Just a closer view of the inside. These metal grates sort of cover up the hole so that nobody falls in. But if you look in here, you can see, this is the height of the sidewalk. And then about a foot down, you can see the top of the soil. There's actually a layer of bark mulch, just like you'd put in your garden, that helps filter out some of the big stuff. And then down, if you were to dig through the bark mulch, you'd get into the filtration media. It sounds very fancy, but basically it's sandy soil. And it goes down and problem solved. And you can actually already see there's quite a bit of litter in here already. These have only been working for about a month maybe here in Milton. And there's quite a bit of litter that's already collected. All of that otherwise would have gone right into the stream. Yeah, we got some cigarette butts and some cups and some pieces of plastic. So definitely Pine Tree Brook will be cleaner, it'll be healthier, it'll look nicer, it'll be more of a asset for the community. And the other thing we're working on as an organization is trying to, in Milton, we've had a wonderful partnership with the Milton DPW. Towns, we obviously live in times that are fiscally constrained, and towns are under a lot of pressure in terms of their budgets. But, the folks in Milton have found ways without, spending the town into the poorhouse by using grants and these kinds of collaborations to find some innovative ways to try to tackle these problems. And we're trying to encourage other towns around the watershed to do that. And we're also trying to encourage private developers around the watershed to use techniques like this that are really effective at removing those pollutants, bacteria, oil, and all those things. So it's been a real pleasure working with the folks here in Milton. And hopefully these will give us many years of good service.
And another young lady that's here observing the tree filtering system. What is your name?
My name is Karen Skinnicatroni.
Wait, whoa! What was that again?
Karen Skinnicatroni.
What a name! What a country! Karen.
Mix of everything.
And where are you from?
I work for the town of Westwood. I'm the conservation agent for the town of Westwood.
Now, what rivers do you have going through Westwood?
Well, we have Neponset going through Westwood.
Neponset River goes through Westwood, all the way out to Foxborough.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And so, why are you here?
Well, I'm interested in getting this
type of a system?
Type of system going on the streets in Westwood to help filtrate the pollution before it gets into the rivers and streams. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think someone told me that you can rent canoes over in Westwood at the Trustees of Reservations over by University Ave. Is that true?
Yeah.
And is that a part of the Neponset River that they're?
I don't have any affiliation with that, but
I think that's part of the Neponset River they're on, isn't it?
Very well could be. Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, so you don't have any of these over in Westwood? I thought Westwood had everything Milton had and more.
Private. There's some private
filtering things that have been put in.
Yeah, private subdivisions have them in.
Oh, I see.
But I'd like to get them into the main streets.
So is that a requirement when someone's building a subdivision that they?
Not yet.
And you're trying to make that perhaps a requirement?
Yeah. That'd be good.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And what do you think? This is a good one?
I think it's great. I'll take 10.
Well, the gentleman here is from the company that makes these, You better talk to him because he'll probably want to get your name and number. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
So this is John Thompson, the engineer with the town of Milton, and the people at home just got to see these tree filtering boxes. Now, we see there's a lot of litter and things in there. Now, so do you have like a regular scheduled maintenance thing for the town to make sure these things stay clean?
There is an operations and maintenance plan for these. I believe we would be coming out probably on once a year basis to open up the grates just to make sure we clean everything out and just keep them relatively clean. But there's a fairly good amount of space in there to catch a good amount of litter, so there's really not a huge amount of maintenance on a regular basis that we have to do to these. They're pretty self-sustaining.
Now the other catch basin, step back here. This catch basin here. Now, does the town come and clean these out every year?
We do want to clean the catch basins out on a regular basis as well. The town does have a catch basin cleaning truck, and we clean basically every catch basin in town once every 3 years.
Okay. Now, in some towns, don't they have like markers that say doesn't go into the piping system, that this goes into a watershed like the river? In Boston, I think they say don't dump.
Correct.
Don't wash your car, or don't dump oil or something.
Right.
And so, how do people in town know the difference between a catch basin that goes directly into something like the Pine Tree Brook versus one that goes out to Nut Island?
Well, virtually all the
Deer Island now.
Virtually every catch basin in town goes to a local waterway in one way or another, whether or not it's near a stream or not. All of the water is making its way eventually to the streams through an underground pipe network. So
this stuff, none of these drains in town go to someplace like Deer Island. No,
Nope.
That's just our sewerage and stuff.
That's correct.
So it's a whole different system.
The town has this. It does not have a combined system. So basically, that means that our drainage system and our sanitary sewer system is completely separate.
Okay.
So basically, the only thing that goes out to treatment, like you said, is from your home. Exactly.
I got you.
Every basin in the street eventually drains into a local waterway, which in Milton is the Pine Tree Brook and the Unquity Brook.
Okay. Now, I better talk to someone from the Neponset River Valley. Maybe Steve Perlman. Steve, come over here. Is it Steve Perlman?
Yes.
Steve, come over here for a minute. Thank you, John.
Sure.
Steve, now, you're with the Neponset Valley Watershed Association.
Neponset River Watershed
Neponset River. We're not saying Neponset Valley, huh? I don't know.
That's right. We are in the Neponset Valley.
But it's the river. Now, is it bad for people to wash their cars and let the soap and everything go down these catch basins?
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah?
Depends what's on their car. There's probably bird poop and things like that. That's not a great idea. It'd be better to do it on the lawn or do it in a place where, soil, even by itself, without anything special, is going to take out a fair amount of pollutants compared to concrete, where it's just going to go right in the river.
Right, so do it on your lawn and let the water go.
Yeah, you're better off doing it that way, or at a car wash,
Sure.
where they have to deal with the stormwater.
Now, what is your role with the Neponset River Watershed Association again?
Well, I'm the advocacy director.
What does that mean?
Well, one of the things it means is I've been going to speak to all the conservation commissions.
Step forward here, because I'm running out of wire here. So
okay, including the Milton Conservation Commission. The rules on stormwater changed about a year ago. Department of Environmental Protection put the stormwater policy into regulation, and it also issued a handbook. And one of the things the handbook did for the first time was to say that if you've got a serious problem with something like bacteria, which we have, conservation commissions can ask applicants to treat for bacteria. And there are some stormwater, particularly older stormwater technologies, don't do a thing for bacteria.
They just handle the solid thing.
Yeah, the total suspended solids are the only pollutant. Now, there's a lot of things in those solids, but bacteria is not necessarily treated by some of these technologies. And DEP now has said for the first time that in rivers like the Neponset that have what's called a total maximum daily load, never mind that complicated word, but the department is essentially certified that stormwater is bringing bacteria into the Neponset River. And because they've said that in an official manner, they're saying now to the local conservation commissions, well, you can ask your applicants for projects here in Milton to do something about that, to not use stormwater technologies that are ineffective. And this was one of the examples that...
So this is cutting edge.
This is cutting edge. Even though it's quite simple, it's cutting edge.
Well, cutting edge doesn't have to be complicated, does it?
That's right.
Well, this is kind of an exciting thing, eh? Because over the years, this is going to make a difference.
Yeah, I think it's important that it takes up so little space, because we want to get developers, and the developers complain that stormwater control takes a lot of land that they could otherwise use to build another house or whatever for development. And so the more educated they become on these very compact, small treatment devices, we think they'll pick up on them. It's more a question, it's not that developers don't like them, it's that they're new, they don't know about them. And we think when they learn about them, they'll like them.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being on the show today and helping the people of Milton understand a little bit better what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. This is Ian Cook again with the Neponset River Watershed Association. And how can people in the town of Milton or even the surrounding communities get involved with your organization?
Well, there's lots of ways to get involved. We do lots of projects.
Tell the folks right at home.
We do lots of projects working with volunteers. We have volunteers that go out and do water quality monitoring. You alluded to those storm drain markers that tell people, hey, this storm drain drains to the stream. We're actually right now looking for volunteers to help us put some of those down in Milton.
So how do they reach you if someone's ready to volunteer right now?
Okay.
I know they are.
They are.
They run into the phone.
There's a couple ways you can get a hold of us. One way that's easy to remember is our website, which is just www.neponset.org. Or you can give us a call. Our offices are located in Canton, and our phone number is 781-575-0354.
Excellent. And every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps. And actually, we are a membership organization. We're sort of grassroots, shoestring kind of operation supported by donations from local folks. So if folks are, don't want to get out there and stick glue on storm drain markers, they can become a member and help that way too.
These people want to do it.
Yes, everybody in Milton loves glue.
Oh,
let me tell you.
Stickers, glue, we're ready. And but if they don't want to do that, they can send a check.
That's always good too.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate all you've done.
Take care.